Cornerstone is it's a process and a platform that supports churches in building, giving and growing generosity in their churches. And it provides a way for a small group of people within a church to figure out what are the things that they can do, the opportunities they can exploit, and the challenges they can address within their own churches to grow giving and generosity.
So is it a kind of, what is it? Is it a website? Is it a hub that kind of takes them through the steps that they need to follow?
So yeah, it's a platform, which is like a website, which has a number of things on it. So it looks at your church data in terms of what's happening in terms of giving and income and some of the patterns there. It also points towards things that you can do in regard to specific pathways that you can do to address some of the giving challenges that you might have and some of the opportunities you can face.
And churches that have already using it, what kind of results have they had? How are they finding it?
Good. What we're getting is really good feedback from people. So what we're seeing is two things. One of which is people looking at the financial data in this way for the first time. Quite often a treasurer holds that information, but what Cornerstone's allowing people to do is more people can see it and therefore get their own interpretation of that and see where some of those challenges are. And then we're getting great results of people then following pathways. So the pathways is 34 and all sorts of things. So recently we've just launched Building a Generous Easter. So people are walking to that. And the ones that did Building a Generous Christmas, we're then looking at what the steps they can take to thread generosity through the services that we're delivering for Christmas. And they saw some great results because they felt more confident of talking about generosity and giving in front of their church and thinking about how they can guide people to be more generous as well. And so it's been really encouraging. So
is the main purpose of it to kind of help people encourage regular giving, sort of regular generosity from church members, or is it also the kind of thing where it will help them apply for grants and that kind of thing?
So it doesn't, a number of things. Both of those things are definitely in the picture. So definitely in terms of building committed giving, but also, we've got a grants database that sits on the platform as well, but also looking at some of the less tangible things. What are the things that we're doing within our church culture that are enabling people to be more generous in the round so that our churches get a reputation for being generous? And generosity is at the heart of discipleship in different shapes and forms.
Often people in a church congregation, particularly if it's maybe in a rural area and there's not many people going to the church, can feel really overwhelmed by the burden of financial kind of worries about the building and about other aspects of mission and ministry. Is Cornerstone something that kind of will help people like that who are just feeling a bit overloaded by it all? Yeah,
it does in two ways. First off, in terms of pathways, of very much a step-by-step process. So we're not asking, what it doesn't do is give you top 10 tips to build giving. It looks at specific things that work in your context. And because you talked about rural churches there, one of the pathways we have is building giving from people outside of your worshipping community. So again, looking beyond that small worshipping community, which might be the case in some rural parishes, towards who might consider giving and supporting the mission and ministry of that church, who aren't regular attenders, but might come at Christmas or Easter.
What are you most excited about by the project at the moment?
I think the thing I'm most excited about is seeing the buy-in that we're getting from PCCs and treasurers to seeing the opportunities they can make of Cornerstone, and then getting excited about seeing people complete pathways and do the things they've set out to do without getting overwhelmed, as you've said, but find it something that's tangible that they can deliver.
And final and maybe most important question, what would it cost a church to sign up to this?
The good news is absolutely nothing.
Thank you so much.